give you your flowers. When I was growing up, you guys were someone that I listened to a lot. So I used to do athletics. I used to go warm weather training in Lanzarote. Do you know Canary Islands?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I used to go there every 6 weeks, holiday. And on my journeys to and from my training sessions, I would listen to your album on my Discman. You guys remember Discmans?
Discman.
Discmans.
Discman.
Definitely show it.
This side.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
telling on
It just
yourself.
caught-
Definitely
Yeah.
telling my age, but you know, shout out the 40 plus crew. Yeah, so I used to listen to you from sunrise to sunset. And so I just want to thank you because this feels like a full circle moment. I'm really
Absolutely.
grateful, honestly.
What was your favorite song on the album?
Do you know what? It's Come Inside. So
Come
it's a bit
Inside?
slack. A bit slack back in the day. I was a kid, I shouldn't have been listening to Come
I
Inside.
like it.
I don't think nobody, I don't think none of us should have been listening to it.
And then also, like, because of my grandma, I was raised by my grandma, she liked Rhythm in the Sky, obviously from Stevie Wonder. So when you guys redid it, that just, and then they used to play, you remember on BT, they used to play the a cappella version with no instrumental.
No instrumental, just the vocals. Because it's all about the
They
vocals.
don't do that no more.
And let me tell you something about when you say they would just play with the vocals. Since Teo Soprano has came into the group, yo, our vocals have even increased better. Because
Seriously.
even though Kenny was the lead singer in the past, he wasn't as hard and as articulate and as a vocal trainer as Teo Soprano. So when you see us perform live now, you're gonna hear like us on a whole different level. It's like no note can be wrong, not one single note. He hears every single note. He's like, no, this, no. I'm like, what do you mean? I've been doing this for 30 years. He's like, no, what? And then I listen, I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So we just about to elevate.
And guys, I just want to say, I've heard the harmonies in the corridor. They don't have auto-tune.
Okay, the corridor.
No auto-tune, absolutely no auto-tune.
No auto-tune, and they sang,
Yeah,
not sing,
yeah.
sang.
Absolutely.
So no, thank you so much. I feel honoured and privileged to have you here today.
We're honored
We're honored
to
to
be
be here.
Yeah. So, where do I start? I mean, I want to start from the beginning. So let's go back. How did you first get signed?
We first got signed by me trying to escape from the United States Army because they sent me to war, to Desert Storm and Desert Shield. I met Kenny Greene. We met Heavy D.
Heavy D and the boys?
Jeff took us out to a club called the Red Zone. We met Heavy D. Heavy D introduced us to Eddie F. And
Eddie F.
DJ Eddie F.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige, everybody, Winings, everybody you can think of. He's TLC.
Yeah, I know, because I used
Donnell
to read.
Jones, he's like the Gerald Busby of our era.
Yeah.
He put us on to Atlantic Records, and that's how we started, and just going.
Atlantic Records. That was a major home to be in.
It sure was.
Right?
Yeah.
So
The fly thing about Atlantic Records is because they wasn't like Homeboy Records, or this Records, or this Industrial Production. They were an actual corporation. So they set us up with retirement benefits and all this other stuff that when you hear other groups argue and be like, oh, okay, I hate this person, I hate that person. Atlantic Records actually did the right thing, and Eddie F did the right thing. AFTRA, ASCAP, and everything, so.
cool. So you were brought up in New York, right?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
Me and Jay-Z used to play on the roof, 642 Park Avenue. Him and his homeboy, Jazz, who lived on the first floor of my the apartment where my grandmother lived. Used to
Okay.
play basketball up on the roof. We only went up to the roof because that's where, if you was a bad dude, you could play up on the roof. Your parents didn't want you up on the roof.
So was you raised with your mum and dad?
I was raised with my mom and dad, but my mom had custody of me.
Legally or just
Yeah, I don't want to go into that part. She's deceased. Rest in peace. So,
R.I.P.
yeah.
to your mum? Okay. And was your dad present in your life?
Absolutely. He's still present today. We actually FaceTimed me while we were driving to the interview.
Oh, wow. And I believe that your dad was a pastor?
Yep.
Yeah? What sort of church did he lead?
He didn't lead a church. He was a musician. He was a reverend. He never pastored the church.
Okay.
He's just like just spoke the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yep.
Did he have his own fellowship or just
Nope.
no? He just.
Never.
And how did that impact you, being, you know, in such a spiritual space as a child?
Well, his musical life inspired me more than his spiritual life. He was a musician. He was a piano player and church musician. Honestly, I never really paid attention to the preaching and stuff like that because during that time I was just a young kid and not really trying to be into all of that stuff. But I can see how it influenced me and how it saved me from going to jail and stuff like that.
Right. Thank you so much, buddy. Jeff.
Yes, ma'am.
You also from New York.
Queens, New York.
Queens, New York.
Yes.
How was it growing up in Queens, New York?
It was an amazing time.
Yeah.
Amazing time. Had a lot of good friends that I saw rise to the top. Some were older. Run DMC was definitely older. LL, we grew up around the way. He is a special character. LL used to be the type that would sit in the school park, the schoolyard with the radio and just blast it and want people to hear. He wanted to show off his stuff. And he would just always wanted to just get, praise for what he was doing. And then he got on and it happened for him. Tribe Called Quest, it was just a great time growing up. FUBU, everybody, it was cool growing up in the neighborhood. But my mom, a pastor, had us in church. I'm born and raised in a Pentecostal faith, yeah. And, growing up as a teen, as a young boy, before even a teen, when we wanted to go to the movies, we went when the church went to the movies. Movie night with the church, go bowling with the church, go to the picnics with the church, and the beach with the church. That's all we knew. Then I got to a certain age where I speared off to the left and did some, evil things in life. I was running around in the streets and stuff,
Dog.
and just
too much.
And just running around having fun as a kid, trying to find myself.
Yeah.
And then I end up, me and my boys had a dance crew.
A dance crew?
A battle dance crew, yeah.
You used to battle, do you pop and lock?
Man, we used to do all types of stuff when I was...
You went to Japan, doing all of that shit, dancing and stuff like that.
So what happened was, in the clubs in New York...
Not to cut Jeff off.
Let's not cut Jeff
primary
off.
role in the intro was to teach us how to dance, because I didn't know how to dance. Kenny was the songwriter, I was the producer, and Jeff was the choreographer, and that made the core.
We're not even
Go back
there
to 1993, and my lips are shut. Go ahead, bro.
So you used to...
Yeah, battle dance. So New York was always popular for dance crews. And we were in the club, and some Japanese guy approached us. Said, yo, I love you guys.
They love that, yeah.
And they was like, you guys want to come to Japan? I was like, yeah, right. He was like, no, I paid you guys $1,500 each to come to Japan for a week.